Love thy neighbor equals rebuke comes straight from the Bible, Leviticus 19:17-18. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon him. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord. If you truly love your neighbor, you must rebuke them if you see them in some terrible sin. If you don't, you hate your brother in your heart. We don't rebuke this generation because we believe we are better than anyone else. We warn this generation because we believe they have greatly offended the true and living God. This generation breaks all of the commandments of God. There are 2 million marriages a year in the U.S. and 1 million divorces. Jesus said in Mark 10:11, if you marry, divorce, and remarry, you've committed adultery. This country is committed to adultery, whoremongery, fornication, and sodomy. Hebrews 13:4 says, whoremongers and adulterers God will judge. And as if adultery, fornication, and whoremongery were a light thing, this generation compounds their sin by murdering the innocent product of their whoremongery and denying them the right to live, which they themselves enjoy. There are 1.3 million abortions annually in the U.S. That's 3,561 every day of the year, or an abortion every 30 seconds, 24/7 on average, just in the U.S. Jesus said at Matthew 5:21, ye have heard that it was said of old time, thou shalt not kill, and whosoever shall kill shall be in danger of the judgment. This is simple. If you take human life, you are in danger of the judgment and hellfire. Love thy neighbor in the Bible doesn't mean to be a do-gooder and give someone an umbrella when it's raining outside. It means to keep the commandments of the true and living God and to rebuke your neighbor if he or she doesn't keep them because his or her soul is in danger. If you love your neighbor, you will not take his wife and commit adultery with her. If you love your neighbor, you will not kill your neighbor. If you love your neighbor, you will not steal from your neighbor. If you love your neighbor, you will not lie about your neighbor. If you love your neighbor, you will not covet and scheme to take your neighbor's wife or his property. Rebuke him and suffer not his sin upon him. For this is how you truly love your neighbor and your neighbor's soul. Love thy neighbor equals rebuke. Hey, that is smiling!